Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Cooking with William. Today we'll be cooking pasta alle olio. This is a very simple Italian dish made primarily with olive oil and garlic. It is only 7 ingredients and it is very simple to make. The first ingredient we have is garlic. This is really where most of the flavor comes from. Next is a high quality olive oil. You don't want to skimp out on this. Then we have some Italian parsley, red pepper flakes, a lemon, and seasoning, black pepper and kosher salt. You're going to want a high quality pasta. You can make it by hand if you want, or just look for something that is very rough. This is a sign of a quality pasta. These are 2 non-traditional ingredients, but I like to add some fresh grated Parmesan and some nutmeg for a little extra flavor. The first thing we need to do is very thinly slice the garlic. So as you see here, I'm letting my knife do the work and I'm just slicing it as thin as possible. You're going to want your garlic to look something like this. As you can see, it's very thin, it's not too thick. If you cut it too thick, it will not cook through and you'll end up with raw garlic. Next, we're going to take our parsley. I like flat leaf, but this was all I could find at the store. And we're just going to run our knife through it and cut it very fine. We don't want any big pieces, and we also want to discard the stems. As you can see, that's what I'm doing here. We're just going to run our knife through it a few more times until we have a nice fine chop. Next, we're going to fill a large skillet with water and put it over high heat. I'm using a skillet because it allows us to cook the noodles in less water, which will make the water more starchy and thus make a creamier sauce and a better final product. If you want to use a large pot, feel free, it will not make much of a difference to the recipe. So now we need to salt our pasta water. It should taste like the ocean. This is very important for flavor. So now you're going to want to let it come up to a rolling boil and put a small cat into the water. Oh, no, wait. You're actually going to want to take the pasta and put it into the boiling salted water. The cat in the water was actually for a different recipe. Make sure you turn the pasta with your tongs, especially if you're using the skillet method. You want to make sure that all of the pasta cooks evenly and that it does not end up stuck together at the end. This is very, very, very important. Once the pasta is done cooking, which you can tell by tasting it, you're going to want to save about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of the pasta water. The pasta water will help emulsify the final sauce and take it from an oily, greasy mess and turn it into a creamy and decadent sauce that you won't even believe does not have cream in it. Once the pasta water is saved, you're going to want to drain the noodles and leave the pan to cool off slightly. Once the pan is slightly cooled, you're going to want to heat a little bit of olive oil over medium-low heat. You do not want it too hot. And you're going to add in your sliced garlic. Then you're going to give that a stir. You want the garlic to be slightly bubbling, but you do not want to burn the garlic. That will make for a very bitter dish, and you will lose all of the garlic flavor as well. Once the garlic is just starting to brown around the edges, you will add a pinch of red pepper flakes, a few twisted black pepper. You will give that a stir, and then you will put it onto low heat. The garlic will finish cooking in the oil. Now you're going to take your drained pasta, give it a few tosses to make sure it's not sticking, and then add it to the skillet with the oil and garlic. You're then going to add in a little bit of your pasta water and give it a toss. You want to get it in the air. This will aerate the sauce and it will emulsify it and take it from that greasy mess we talked about into the creamy sauce that you were looking for. Next, we will grate some Parmesan and some fresh nutmeg into the pasta. This will add some creaminess, this will add some cheesiness, and it will also add just a hint of nutmeg, which goes great in Italian dishes. Next, you're going to want to slice a lemon about in half. Half ended up being too much for this dish, so you might want to go less. You will squeeze it into the pasta using your hands to catch the seeds. It seems messy, but it's really the best way to do it. Now add salt and pepper to taste. You always want to salt and pepper after you're done cooking with any meal that you make. Finally, add a handful of your chopped parsley and give it one final toss to mix that parsley and salt and pepper around into the dish. If the sauce is too thick, add some more pasta water, and if it is too thin, grate some more Parmesan. Next, you're going to want to spoon the pasta into a warm bowl, which will help it from getting cold too fast. For presentation, you can take one of these large carving forks, stick it into the pasta, and twist it into a tight little nest. You can now garnish the pasta with anything you want. I like fresh Parmesan, a few twists of fresh cracked pepper, a pinch of red pepper flakes for some heat, and like always, a pinch of flaky salt. Your dish should end up looking like this. Pasta alle olio is a very simple dish. It is only about 6 ingredients, but they all come together to be much more than the sum of their parts. This is a really easy weeknight or date night meal, and as you can tell from my Babish patented fork shake, it is delicious. I'd like to thank everybody for watching my first cooking video. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments what you would like me to cook next, or if you have any suggestions on how I can make this better. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.